welcome our esteemed guest experts. We've got Yannick Simard here, Kimberley Seldon, Sharon Greg, Benjamin Moore, all here to talk a little bit more about ceilings. Because, you know, ceilings, why waste that space? Why not do something beautiful and creative with it?
Absolutely, and especially in the bedroom, it makes so much sense in that space.
Why does it make so much sense there,
Well,
Sharon?
I shouldn't have said that.
I knew that one.
This is what happens when what we talk about off camera bleeds into what we talk about on camera.
Come on, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, people.
Okay, we've got some gorgeous pictures of some ceilings you might want to consider in your bedroom or other rooms. Let's look at our first shot, which I think is just so pretty. You've done this lovely design up on the ceiling in 2 different tones. Tell us a little bit about
isn't that gorgeous? That, you know, it's again taking a ceiling, because if you take that out, it's just, you know, probably just a white ceiling. We used Rocky Road and Simply White, and just using tape. So you can create a nice geometric pattern in a traditional room, and it kind of mixes things up a bit, so it doesn't feel overly traditional. It's a lot of work, you know. It's like the Sistine Chapel. It took some time, but we had an artist actually come in and do that for us. So, but it's just really masking it out with a masking tape, and then doing a color wash over the Rocky Road, just so it's not so crisp.
And in a very practical sense, it makes you feel more enclosed and more safe and cozier. So ignoring the ceiling and treating it white is actually not ignoring it. It's actually highlighting it very often, I tell clients. So unless you really want to make a feature of this ceiling in not a very positive way, often white is not the right way to go.
Well, this is a beautiful use of space, I think. Take a look at this next picture. You're going to see some true artistic design here. So you've got the gorgeous wallpaper, but it continues, the design continues up into the ceiling.
So this was a client that we did, tiny little powder room, a very glamorous, very formal house. So you can see that the window covering is, you know, marries with that style. And then the wallpaper was directional, meaning that the flowers grow in one direction. So if we had continued up and over the ceiling, they would have been upside down on the other half of the room. So what we did is we brought the wallpaper all the way up, added a tiny bit of trim, and then hired a decorative artist to have the flowers trail up onto the ceiling. So it really makes a difference, and leaving that ceiling blank would have not had the same impact at all. So you do want to think about that ceiling as being another element in the room that you have to address.
Okay, so here's something you probably haven't seen before. Our third picture, which is basically like a map of the world, but on the ceiling. And I think that is such a creative idea. Look at that for the study/office.
So fun.
As soon as I saw this, I'm like, wow, this is from Lac Foil. It is a stretch ceiling. Isn't it amazing?
That's fantastic.
So how does that work?
I brought a little sample here. So it's just a tray like this that they customized to fit around the room. And you see how very, very thin? Look, it's like just a piece of rubber. Yeah, very thin. And they stretch it, so they raise the room temperature to 104 when they install it. So then when it cools down to the normal temperature, it stretches itself. And it's really nice because if you have a pendant like this one, it still works. So they do a little cutout and you can still install your pendant, but you could do anything. It's like the options are like unbelievable.
So what material is that though?
Isn't that amazing?
What is this?
It's like a polymer or something. It feels
Well,
like
I call it rubber, but
plastic.
they have that special name. It's kind of a secret recipe that they mix together, which they didn't tell me.
Decorating is now perfect if you can lose weight while you're decorating.
Yes, like hot yoga.
Isn't that amazing?
Wrap yourself in saran
I
and
know,
wait for that room
104.
to cure. I'm telling you, decorating will change your life.
It really will. That is very cool.